What's up everyone, welcome to the ANG24 channel, and today I want to talk about this new event vehicle from the ongoing event, of course, and it's the F-5A. And I have seen some reviews about this plane, but there are still things that I don't think all of the reviews have really highlighted, because there will be extremely important differences to, let's say, the default F-5A. And you'd expect them to be at least a little bit similar, which they are, but there are very important differences that I want to touch on this video. So with the basic F-5A, you have about 1350 kilograms of thrust, and yeah, it's not too great. In the F-5E, the 11.0 Tech 3 variant, you of course do have much more engine power at around 2200 kilos of thrust. But with this thing, you would probably expect it to have the same engine power as the F-5A. It's still an F-5A after all, but it's actually much closer to the F-5E. The engine has been upgraded. It's named the same, but it's a very different engine. And I think this 2100 kilos is the stock thrust. So when you are fully upgraded, I'd expect it to have that 2200 kilos of thrust. So in that sense, it's extremely similar to the F-5E. And another thing is the weight. The basic F-5E, of course, weighs around 8.3 tons, as we can see in the wiki. And then we look at the old F-5A, and that weighs a little bit less at 7.4 tons. And the new event F-5A is much more similar to the F-5E at 8.3 tons. Exactly the same, really. So you have essentially same power to weight ratio of the F-5E, and I'd expect it to fly more like an F-5E than an F-5A. And paired with the upgraded missiles, because the Tech 3 F-5E of course has the AIM-9Js, which are good, but they still are extremely less powerful than the AIM-9Ls that the new event vehicle has, because this of course that does have a tip-winder AIM-9Ls, which are a huge upgrade. And the battle rating is same at 11.0, so you essentially have F-5E engines, better missiles, and you weigh the same. The guns are a little bit different, or they are not different, they are the A3 cannons, which are of course exactly the same as you find in F-5E, but in the F-5A it does actually have a little bit different cannons in the A2 model. And funnily enough, these actually do have a little bit higher velocity of 1030 meters a second, whereas the F-5E guns have just around 1000 meters or 1990. So yeah, it's actually more interesting than I thought, and if things are not changing, it actually might be a little bit better in my opinion than the F-5E we already have, because of the huge missile upgrade, and there are a little bit more countermeasures as well. The F-5E has 45 countermeasures, yeah, 15 large caliber, but the other ones, you know, the F-5A, F-5C, and the new F-5A do have 60 countermeasures, so that's an upgrade as well. So with those things considered, in air-to-air sense, the new plane might be a little bit better than we thought, or at least I thought. Of course, it doesn't have a radar, but I would say the radar is not super important in the F-5E, because you of course don't have any radar guided weapons. And in the new event plane, you of course do have the Penguin missiles, but I think it's gonna be a bit of a gimmick, at least as far as air realistic goes. You know, the Penguin missile, yeah, you only get one of them, and it's probably gonna be a gimmick. Pretty cool weapon system, but at least in air-to-air battle it's not relevant. So yeah, do I recommend grinding this vehicle? Well, the event is not the easiest one, as you do have to get 45,000 mission points per star. As you can see, 45,000, and you of course do need 8 marks to get the plane itself, which is not terrible if you are a decent player and play a couple of hours, or like maybe 3 to 4 hours every day during the event. You should be able to get it pretty easily, and I will probably get it myself. But you know, if you are not someone who plays air battles that much, you know, I wouldn't stress about that vehicle too much, because we of course have the US Tech 3 versions already, and in the Japanese Tech 3 we do of course have the Squadron 1 that is a little bit better, as well as the basic F-5A as Tech 3 version. And this is of course armed with the Pythons and stuff, so it's gonna be better, but it's higher battle rating as well. But overall I wouldn't stress about it too much, but it's still a little bit more interesting than I thought originally. So it's gonna be a short video. Thanks if you watched this